Welcome to this short video about the fruity aromas of Albarino wines. You will find these aromas on the pink section of the wine aroma wheel, where the fruity categories are represented. And specifically today, I will go over the citrus category with grapefruit and lemon, the tree fruit category with peach, apple, and pear, and the tropical fruit category with pineapple, melon. Let's start by grapefruit. This aroma evokes the grapefruit rind, zest, or pulp. Of course, the grapefruit rind or the grapefruit zest or the grapefruit pulp have slightly different characteristics. And, if you can, when you smell or taste a wine and you start detecting a grapefruit note, it can be useful to be more specific or not. The origin of the chemical compounds imparting such aromas are called thiols, and they are originating from the grape berries, and they are free during winemaking. So those thiols, especially the 3-SHA, is responsible for the grapefruit aroma in white wine, especially in Sauvignon Blanc. Lemon. This aromatic notes evokes a lemon rind, zest, or juice. Of course, like for grapefruit, the nuance between rind, zest, and pulp exists. So if you can, when you smell and taste a wine with these lemon characteristics, try to be a bit more specific. And often, it's a little warning here. As tasters, we tend to associate lemon aroma whenever we taste a wine that is quite acidic or mouth-watering. Although they can both be perceived, of course, in an actual lemon. A lemon is acidic, is sour. They don't always go hand in hand. It's not because the wine is sour or acid that you will perceive the lemon aroma, and vice versa. It's what we call a logical bias. That if we find something, we immediately think about the other attribute. It can be learned, to dissociate lemon and acidity. It will take a bit of time, but it's not easy, to be honest. Lemon often goes with lime, although lime has a different aroma, and it can be occasionally perceived in some fruity wines along with other tropical notes. Peach. It's a tree fruit aroma, and it evokes the fresh ripe fruits and sometimes the cooked fruit of peach or peach of nectarine, if you're able to dissociate the two, but I will include peach and nectarine under the same category. The compounds that evoke the peach aroma are called lactones, especially the gamma-decalactone. And these compounds tend to volatilize slowly, so you may have to swirl your glass a bit more than usual to be able to perceive this aroma. It's originating from the grape berries and can be also imparted by specific winemaking practices such as winemaking on lees or aging on lees. You will find the peach note in fruity white wines or late harvest wines or ice wine. And on this heading, I included apricot because, to be frank, it's very difficult in a glass of wine to differentiate peach from apricot aroma. Although these two names or these two labels are separated on the wine aroma wheel, I would, often we come into discussion whether we perceive a peach or an apricot, but the lactone compounds impart both characteristics. So just be prepared with some discussions if you taste wine with others and you detect peach and they detect apricot, same compound. Let's move on to another tree fruit, which is the apple or green apple. This is a varietal aroma with ethyl butyrate, but it can also be produced during fermentation. So what the sommelier would call a secondary aroma. It's also interesting with green apple, this green character also is associated with sourness. So, a word of caution again to describe, the aromatic note and not the taste when you use the green apple characteristic. Pear is also a tree fruit aroma, and it evokes the smell or the aroma of a ripe pear. And like peach and apricot, apple and pear in a glass of wine are difficult to distinguish. This characteristic, the pear aroma, is a veritable aroma in muscat like wines. And although it's not present on the wine aroma wheel, it is present on the sparkling wine aroma wheel. But again, I've said several times that the wine aroma wheel is not exhaustive. So if you detect pear in a white wine, a still white wine, of course, that might be there. Another note about very young white wines, often they can smell uh, a pear candy or pear drop candy, and it could be also a mix of banana and pear flavor. So you have, in the category of the pear aroma, different nuances from the very ripe fresh fruit to maybe candy notes that you might perceive again in younger, fresher wines. The next category is tropical fruit, and we will start with pineapple. Of course, it smells like a very ripe pineapple. And this aroma can originate from the grape varietal itself or being produced during the fermentation. And this tropical aroma, pineapple, can be expressed more with the ripeness of the berries, but also you will find maybe pineapple in wines that are produced in hot climate. So ripeness is a condition to express the pineapple tropical fruit. And during fermentation, this aroma can be formed through the compounds called esters, and like I mentioned, ethyl butyrate, and this compound contribute to the pineapple aroma, as well as the compound called isoamyl acetate, which typically is a very good representative of the ripe banana aroma, but it also contributes to other tropical notes such as pineapple. And finally, melon evokes the smell, the aroma of fresh, ripe melon or cantaloupe. And it's a varietal aroma particularly present in Albarino wines and Sauvignon Blanc. So, next time you have a very ripe melon, make sure to memorize its aroma and its flavor, because you might find it in one of your favorite white wines. Of course, we just covered only fruity aromas, and you might find other fruity aromas and other notes in Albarino wines. So explore these different nuances using the wine aroma wheel. And thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below, and subscribe to this channel to learn more about wine aromas, their origin, and come taste with us. Cheers.